Well, good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana weather. It is about 7:30 here on Tuesday evening, March 11th, 7:30 Eastern Time, and we have had an absolutely gorgeous day, haven't we? Temperatures up into the 70s today. This is the kind of day that we just wish that we could carbon copy, photocopy onto the next day. But unfortunately, we've got big changes coming into the forecast, which we'll talk about here in just a second. Today's video update being sponsored by Metal Magic. You can give Chad a call at 698-8555. They do paintless dent repair. They have the traveling hail team and chrome accessories and detailing and things of that. Again, you can see some of the pictures that they do down here. They do fantastic work. Tell them Southern Indiana Weather sent you. We're also sponsored tonight by High Voltage Mobile DJ Service. You can contact Nathan at 630-9465 or visit him on the web at djhighvoltage.com. They have a great outdoor stage, and they have a great light show about any music that you could possibly want to be played. So be sure to check out our sponsors and thank them for all that they do. All right, let's start out with our current live look at radar, and we'll put the loop into motion here. We got a nice low pressure system out to our west. It's deepening up and heading our way, and that's going to be our troublemaker. In fact, we've got a warm front that's pushed to the north of us. That is actually what's caused our temperatures to soar. If I just put current temperature data on here, we are still in the 70s and upper 60s around the region, so not a bad day at all. We topped out at about 73 here in portions of the area today, and you got to absolutely love that type of weather. Unfortunately, the low tonight, whenever we get down into the mid-40s or so, that's also going to be our high temperature for tomorrow as temperatures start to fall through the day. What's actually going to happen is this low pressure that's out to our west here, located right now about the corner here of Kansas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, and Missouri, right around in here. It's actually going to track in a fashion similar to this right over us, and that's going to bring some scattered thunderstorms as we go throughout the night for it as well. All right, let me just take it into the GFS first, and we'll show you exactly what it's going to do. Here we are about 2 a.m. tonight, and you can see that low starting to move over us. And as I put this, keeping it going forward, you can see essentially that low just moves right over the area. That'll keep us in the warm sector most of the night. Now, the accumulating snow and possibly even some freezing rain will stay well to the north of us. I don't think frozen precipitation is anything we have to worry about tonight. Probably we'll see a few flurries out of this tomorrow, but certainly not much of anything other than that. All right. Then as the low moves out, we've got some flurries on the backside of the system. I'm not even going to show you a snow accumulation map tonight like I have in the past, because there's just nothing for us. Really, everything is very close to Indianapolis and northward before you start seeing any accumulations. And I would say points from maybe Bloomington and north might be an inch or two up to the Indianapolis area, and it's going to be really north of Indianapolis before you start to see any significant accumulations. The big story for us is not going to be the flurries, although I think many of us will see some snow flurries tomorrow. I think the big thing that we're going to see around here is the wind. It's going to be howling. Just take a look at these isobar lines, how close they are. Whenever they're so close together like that, that is indicative of a very windy day, and that's exactly excuse me, that is exactly what we're going to find tomorrow. It's a very windy day. In fact, for that reason, excuse me, I'm still fighting a bit of a cold here. For that reason, the National Weather Service has actually issued a wind advisory for at least portions of our area. Now, the areas here in green don't have any sort of advisories out just yet. Wouldn't surprise me to see a wind advisory be hoisted for some of these counties, but for right now, these are the counties that are currently under it. And wind gusts tomorrow could go as high as 45 miles per hour at times. Could wreak some real havoc. If we zoom out here, you can see all the winter warnings to our north. The pink up here is the winter storm warnings. You got winter weather advisories basically from points in Indianapolis northward. Terre Haute's not even included in that. Dayton area is not even included in that. So this gives you an idea. This is where the accumulating snow will fall, and really north of Bloomington up to this, again, maybe up to an inch, but that would be pushing it. South of that, not much of anything is going to happen. It does not look like this is a big event for most of us. In southern Indiana, it's going to be just simply rain with a little bit of light flurries on the backside of the system. We can see that pretty good on future radar if we just put this into motion. Here we are starting in the overnight hours. It looks like really by about well, here we start really by 10, 11 o'clock tonight, we start to see some showers in the area, and then we see the main swath really develop over us and push through. Might hear a few rumbles of thunder tonight. I don't expect severe weather by any means. but you may see some pretty breezy wind gusts come out of this as the low draws over us. As we said, wind advisory goes into effect at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning and then lasts until Wednesday at 8 p.m. Then you see some pretty heavy snow in northern Indiana, but that's going to stay away from us. A little bit of light snow potentially moves over us as far south as the Ohio River, and again, for us, it's mostly going to be just flurries, and then by the time this moves out, here we are at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're precipitation free after that. So it's not going to be a long-lasting event tomorrow. It's going to be pretty quick hitting, and after that, it's just not going to be that big of a deal for us. All right. Temperatures, as I said, are going to be the bigger thing. I mean, here we were in the afternoon. We topped out in the 70s. We're going to fall pretty quickly tonight. If we just time this, you can see how quickly these temperatures fall. Here we are at 4 a.m. Eastern Time overnight tonight, and we're still near the 60-degree mark, close to the Ohio River. But just a couple hours later, watch how these temperatures start to rapidly fall, and you'll see by 9 o'clock, here we are at 10 o'clock in the morning. We're well below freezing already here in the northern portions of our area, and then still hanging into the mid-30s, and we're going to go down even further from there as you continue on. You'll see that we just hang sort of in the mid-30s and continue to fall by evening time into the low 30s. So it's going to be a pretty cold day, and with the wind, I think we'll definitely see some the wind chill will certainly be down there and will bite through you. So it's going to be cold. You want to pack your winter jackets tomorrow. You may not even have to pack a jacket today with as nice warm temperatures as it is. But tomorrow, again, a very big change coming in store for that. All right, let's go to southernindianaweather.com and we'll take a look at your Eubelor and Sons 7-day forecast. Go to southernindianaweather.com, hover over 7-day forecast, and click it here. You'll be able to find it very easily. Again, falling temperatures through the day tomorrow into the 30s. We're going down to a low of about 18 on Wednesday night. Cloudy with rain likely early, but again, I think it changes to some light snow showers and flurries during the mid-morning hours, and then last by early afternoon it should be gone. Little to no snow accumulation expected with this. I think the majority of it is going to go away. Wind advisory is in effect for tomorrow. Again, gusts up to 45, but look at the sustained winds. Sustained winds 20 to 25 miles per hour. So folks, tie your patio furniture down, get your grill covered up, things like that. You may have needed it the past couple of days as warm as it's been, but tie some of those things down because it's going to get very windy tomorrow. And then we only recover under mostly sunny skies to 40 on Thursday. That's pretty cold. Not as cold though, down to 33 on Thursday night, and then hey, we got a nice warming trend again. Possibly a few showers on Friday night. Nothing huge with this. High of 59, a high of 57 on Saturday. Just some absolutely beautiful days. Cold front moves in again on Sunday, knocks us back into the 60s, and of course, into the 40s. I wish it was the 60s. By far, this is well below normal. All right, just for the sake of fun, our normal is 57 degrees, and our low, normal low is 35 degrees. I'm just kind of pulling from my notes. You can see my messy forecast page. It's a very complicated forecast that we've got coming up over the next few days, and we're going to be, as you just look at these numbers that I've showed you, this is pretty much how I forecast. I write all my data down here, and all these little chicken scratches become what you see on here the screen. But when we take a look at 57 as our average high, yeah, we get a couple of days with that, but when we're talking 40 for a high, 46, 44, unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be well below normal into the extended period. In fact, so much so the Climate Prediction Center in their latest 8 to 14-day outlook has kept us in that below normal category. Now, it doesn't look like we're going to be 20s and 30s for highs, that type of below normal like we have seen in the past. But if I just take you with the raw temperature data from the GFS ensembles over the next 15 days, you can see really we've only got 2 or 3 days out of this period coming up where we stay within reasonably close to normal categories. Everything below that is pretty much below. All right, so sorry I had to pause the video there for a second, folks. As I was saying, well below normal temperatures, really. As far as the eye can see, it just doesn't look like we have any relief in sight at this point. All right, but as I said, the glass is always half full. It's not bitterly cold. It's just going to be a tad below normal. But I'll take 50s over where we have been any day, even though we should be in the high 50s. And really, by the time you get into this 15-day period, we should be near the 60-degree mark for our average high temperature then. But as I said, we're only going to see a few days with that average high. Unfortunately, we're just not going to get there much. So, all right, that is it for tonight's video, folks. Don't forget, we've got a great interactive radar product over at the over at the website. If you just go to southernindianaweather.com, you can click on Interactive Radar. And if you're interested in sponsoring it, if you own a business and want to get some great word out about your business, we're always looking for some new sponsors on our site. But we've got a great interactive radar product. You can zoom this thing right down to street level if you want to. Find out what things are going on at your house. You can zoom out and you can watch this thing move in as it moves in overnight as well. So it's there for your advantage. Take advantage of it, and we'll post updates as well throughout the evening and throughout the duration of the event. All right, that is it for tonight's video, folks. For Southern Indiana Weather, I'm Meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great night, and we will see you later.